Hey guys, it's me, Saran, back with another video. This is going to be a quick PSA.
Look at this sweet young woman giving us a public service announcement. She looks like a real level-headed individual. After all, nose rings are always a sign that you're classy.
Don't come in my black space trying to correct me, trying to fucking tell me how it's not all white people, this, that, and the third.
Shit, I can't have one video where the person is smart and intelligent. You know, this is a PSA, but I'd say that stands for a pretty shitty argument. I can't have one video where I can just sit back and say, yeah, you're right about this. Always with these stupid fucking idiots. Alright, well, let me start at the beginning. This is the Booze and Bullshit Show. Shit happens. We make fun of it.
Not all white people are racist.
Well, she starts off good, but it sounds like she's mocking the statement.
Not all white people. Not all white people. Not all white people.
We get it, you hear it a lot, so get the fucking point.
And this is white people as well as black people that love to say this. And I'm just here to let you know, public service announcement. Yes, all white people. All white people are racist.
And it's not racist to make a blanket statement about all white people, but it's racist if I say something about all black people. Shit, the way things are going now, I can't even refer to you as black. I mean, I once had a teacher as a kid who referred to a black kid as a very tan boy as a way to describe him when I didn't know who the fuck she was talking about. This is how fucking ridiculous this whole PC culture is getting. And it has been for years, but fuck.
And the reason why all white people are racist is because all white people are born into and raised in a racist white supremacist society that instills racist white supremacist ideals within them.
Oh crap, she's onto us. She knows about how every school secretly has Ku Klux Klan meetings about how we can keep black people down into their place.
And until they say, you know what? I am racist. I was born into this racist society that instilled me with certain beliefs of superiority, white supremacy, as well as certain beliefs about black people and other minorities. And I maybe need to stop and take a step back and unlearn all these things.
I'm sorry, I was born male. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, wait a minute, this isn't a feminist video? Well, her arguments are pretty much the same exact structure, so I got a little confused there, I'm sorry. Let me try that again. I'm sorry I'm white. I'm sorry. My skin isn't as dark and crisp as yours.
They cannot be your friends. They cannot be your allies. They cannot hang out with you. They cannot date you.
Oh, I can't date you? I mean, you seem like such a catch to me.
I would say that that should be the litmus test for every person, every non-essential white person in your life, aka people that you don't have to be around. Like if you have to be around your boss and your coworker, clearly you can't just say, oh, bitch, you're a racist because you're going to get fired.
Well, ain't that words of wisdom for you? You can't say to your boss, bitch, you're racist, without getting fired. That's great information.
But for any non-essential white people in your life, I think that the criteria for being around them should be, hey, can you admit that our society is racist and that you have racist beliefs that you're working to unlearn?
This is really starting to sound like feminist ideology. I swear, you could apply this circular logic to anything and it would make the same amount of validity. Can you admit I'm right about everything? Can you admit that you're working to stop doing what I say you're doing? But I don't know you. I'm just making a blanket statement about everyone classified in your group. It's one thing to make a blanket statement about an ideology because it is the ideology itself that you're criticizing. But to apply an ideology to an entire race, that's racist. Much like I said, all black people steal things. That just isn't true. And no, I don't buy your bullshit definition of racist is prejudice plus power.
If they can't do that, they gotta get the fuck out. They gotta go. Because yes, all white people. That's not to say that they're bad or they're evil or anything like that, but they are all imbued with certain ideas from this society.
They're not all bad. They just don't belong in your life for being racist. Wait, isn't racism a bad thing?
And it is the job, it is the responsibility of white people at this point to convey to other white people, listen, we have a problem.
Hey, every other white person, we're racist, and we need to show black people that we support them, and we're with them on this journey. We need solidarity. They must not feel alone and oppressed. We must paint our faces black to show them we are with them. Oh, wait, that's racist too? Fuck, how am I supposed to support these people?
We have a problem because they're never going to listen to you. If you're a black person or if you're a minority, they're not going to listen to you because they have those ideals.
Look, people don't listen to you because you're a fucking idiot and you yell all this racist shit against white people. It's not that you're black, it's because your logic is fucking retarded.
Okay, even if it's on a subconscious level, it is not your job to educate white people. It's not your job to chase after them. It's not your job to respectability politic them and try to prove your worth and your value to them to get them to accept you and say, you know what, you are a human being. That is not your job.
Ain't no problem with black people. It's all white people who have the problems.
Your job and your work, as you guys know what I've said in my Do Your Work video, is to support other black people, is to uplift other black people, is to connect with other black people, is to fight for black liberation, is to fight for black agency. It is to buy and support, black-owned businesses. It is to push for legislation to protect black people. All those things are your job.
You know what? I think she's right. All black people should stick to their own kind. I like what she said before. We'll call them black spaces, where they'll do nothing but support other black people. They'll ignore white people. This is a great idea. They can have their own water fountains, their special places on the bus, and even their own public bathrooms. I wonder why society hasn't thought of this before.
Convincing white people that racism exists is not your job. Arguing with white people all day on the internet about shit that you know is true is not your job. That is the job of other white people. That is the job of these white allies.
Well, I guess it's not your job, so why'd you even make the fucking video?
Okay, that is their job. That is not your job. Racism is white people's problem. It is their sickness, mental illness, disease, whatever you want to call it. It is their culture. It is passed down. It is perpetrated, and it is self-fulfilling by them.
Self-fulfilling by us white people, huh? It seems like you're the one creating these fabrications in your head. You're really projecting a lot there. So I find it ironic that she is blatantly racist against white people, yet we're the ones who are racist. It baffles me that she's this stupid. She's just trying to justify how racist she is by blaming everything on white people.
So it is their responsibility. The day that white people decide they want racism to be over, racism will be over.
And if you figure out a way to convince an entire race of something, be sure to let me know. We obviously grew up in very different worlds. I've had supervisors who are black and others who are Hispanic. I've had a person who hired me who is black. I'm not saying racism is over. There will always be some people who have irrational beliefs, much like how you think all white people are racist. That just simply isn't the case. I, for one, look at everyone as an individual. If I think they're saying something that's bullshit, I'll say it. Which reminds me, you, ma'am, are full of bullshit.
Okay? It is your job to create, again, a sense of agency and liberation in the black community so that we can be self-sustaining, so that we don't have to rely on them.
I was just joking before about segregation, but I guess this person really wants it.
That's your job, because PSA, yes, all white people. There are systems in place.
That was her editing mistake, so yeah, I'm sure we didn't miss that much.
That imbue all white people with certain ideas. There are systems in place that imbue all black people with certain ideas. Yes, all white people. Yes, all black people. You can't opt out of the system.
Actually, I can opt out by having an actual brain of my own, which apparently you don't have, so yeah.
Right? You can't opt out of the system. So when I say all white people, I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings, and I'm not saying it just because you're white. I'm saying it because I'm talking about an all-encompassing system.
Feminists blame it on the patriarchy. Black SJWs blame it on the white-jarchy? Yes, I made that up, but so did every other fucking SJW term, so you know what? I'm gonna make fun of you by making up a new term. White-jarchy, white-jarchy, white-jarchy.
And this rush to say, well, I'm an individual, that's an example of your privilege.
Yes, I guess I'm privileged by having a more intelligent brain than you.
And it's just really silly and immature. It's just a silly and immature way of thinking, right?
You're right, it's immature for me to say, I think for myself, and not make general statements about an entire race. Darn, when am I gonna grow up?
You've been raised to think a certain way about yourself, but that is an embodiment of your privilege. So how about you step the fuck back and shut up and listen for a second,
And you weren't influenced by your upbringing, huh? If you think it's all passed on from parent to children, then that must mean that you think what you think because your parents told you how black people are so oppressed. Or are you just so special and you're the only one in the whole world who can think for themselves?
Black people don't have the privilege of individualism. We don't,
You're saying black people are incapable of having thoughts of their own? Well, if you're the only black person in the world, I'd say, you know what, maybe she has a point. But I've met many smart, intelligent black men who have thoughts of their own. So just because you are incapable of thinking for yourself, that doesn't mean all black people are as dumb as you.
So spare me your whining about not all white people, because I don't even fucking care. I don't want to hear it. Yes, all white people. All white people are products of this racist, sexist, classist, white supremacist system. All of you, every last one of you.
Ah, and they say nuance is lost in the masses. Guess she's also a feminist, which doesn't surprise me. She says we're whining, not all white people, not all white people. But then she turns around and whines, yes, all white people, yes, all white people. Now, before you go in the comments and say, hey, you're whining, blah, 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 whatever fucking shit you say. You could say that, but I'd say it's more so I'm showing her arguments and addressing why they are incorrect.
Every single fucking one of you are products of the system, okay? You're all indoctrinated with white supremacist teachings from the time that you were born.
So you're saying you weren't indoctrinated to hating whitey? Because it sure sounds like you were.
Right? Now, can it be unlearned? I say yes. I think yes. I think racism is a taught behavior. It's a learned behavior. It's a pathology that's been handed down for centuries and generations.
You think it's possible to learn not to be racist, but it's never happened for white people since the dawn of time because they haven't had your wonderful guidance? Wow. You must be really important.
So yes, it can be unlearned, but most white people do not unlearn it.
Huh. I thought it was all white people.
Because you guys don't even want to admit that there's a problem. Instead of saying, yes, we are living in an oppressive system that indoctrinates every last one of us with these oppressive beliefs, you just rush to say, no, I'm an individual, not all white people.
And you jump on and say, yes, all white people are racist. Now, I don't think all white people are the same, much like I don't think all black people are the same. You're the one making the generalizations about everyone. You're fucking retarded.
You can't begin to unlearn shit and change shit if you won't even admit that there's anything wrong, right? Admitting it, what is it? Admitting it is the first step.
You know, she's only gotten about 5 minutes in and she has another 9 minutes to go. Honestly, she just keeps repeating herself over and over and over. So let me just summarize. She is saying that all white people are racist by their upbringing. They can change, but most people don't, which to me doesn't include all white people, but I guess she has trouble with logical thoughts, but whatever. She puts all the blame for everything on white people, but it's ironic how she can't even see her actions as being racist against white people when she makes these generalized statements against all white people. You know, hypocrites at their finest. Anyways, if you like my content, click the subscribe button to get more. You can also check out my other videos like, is PC culture taking away your freedom of speech? Pfft, of course it is. Also, white person responds to 24 questions from black people on BuzzFeed, and my reply to Anita Sarkeesian's strategic butt coverings.